Welcome back, friends, fellow meat enthusiasts, to the Steak Wolf channel, where we're always upping our meat cutting and cooking game and sharing our findings with you, where we believe that everybody should have the knowledge to know what to buy and be able to afford the best quality meat. What we have here is a simple comparison, grass-fed versus grain-fed. There's a lot of myths, there's a lot of opinions, there's a lot of studies. I think I'm more confused about it now than I was before I started researching it, but I'm going to share what I know. You can see visually a difference, especially in the ribeyes. We've got two choice ribeyes that are grain-fed that just look beautiful, beautiful intermuscular fat. And then we've got organic grass-fed over here. You can see the size difference is significant. The intermuscular fat, the difference is significant. And then on the ground meat, a little bit harder to tell. It looks pretty similar, but it's been run through a grinder, so what do you expect? We're going to be comparing three main points here. Number one is the cost, and that's the easiest to look at right up front. Number two is the health benefits. And number three, what I'm really going to hone in on, is the taste. The cost, pretty upfront, it could be as high as a third more for grass-fed. In some cases, it's not. It's just $1 or $2 difference, which is pretty good if you find it. It's especially closer on the ground meat, it seems. But when you go to the steaks, maybe $15 a pound on the choice, maybe 22 on the grass-fed organic. So if you can afford it and you're really into the health benefit side of it, or if you're one of those people who actually prefer the taste of a grass-fed, then yeah, I'd say go ahead and go with that. But for a lot of people, if you eat, ribeyes once a week, that cost adds up over time. You can make the argument that the health benefits adds up over time, but so does the cost. So in both cases, this is 85% lean, 15% fat. For our experiment, we're just using a blend of salt, pepper, and garlic on all the steaks and all the burgers. And that brings us to the next part. Let's talk about the health benefits of grass-fed versus grain-fed beef. Grass-fed, grain-fed. Grass-fed beef is more rich in vitamins and minerals than grain-fed. It is higher in vitamin B, vitamin C, and vitamin E. It is higher in beta-carotene, calcium, magnesium, and potassium. Grass-fed is higher in glutathione, a very important antioxidant, important for aging and detoxifying your body. Grass-fed is lower in calories and saturated fat. Grass-fed beef is higher in omega-3 fats, where grain-fed is higher in omega-6 fats. Most people have a huge imbalance in omega-3 and omega-6, leading to inflammation. Think of omega-3 as being anti-inflammatory. Grass-fed beef has not consumed the hormones, steroids, or chemicals that grain-fed has. Then there is CLA, conjugated linoleic acid. This is only found in the meat and milk of ruminant animals. It has metabolic benefits, it reduces fat, and increases lean muscle mass. There is 3 times more CLA in grass-fed beef than there is in grain-fed. Steaks have rested, burgers are ready. We got to taste these things. We got to give you the results there. We've already talked about the price. We know that grass-fed beef is more pricey. Is it worth it? To me, taste is a factor, but the health benefits, clearly the grass-fed beef is healthier. There's no way around that. Now, one thing I want to point out, that's not to say that grain-fed is just 100% unhealthy. A lot of the factors you have that make the grass-fed beef so healthy is in grain-fed beef. It's just not as much. So it's not, to me, that it's always posed as like, oh, it's horrible for you versus this is great. I don't think that's the case. There's a lot of people who just eat the cheapest ground meat and go keto and lose a ton of weight and all their health problems go away. I think that's feasible compared to most people's diet. So grass-fed, if you can afford it and you're interested in those health benefits, we're going to see how it tastes. It's something I've had long time ago. It's not a regular part of my diet, but just doing research for this video makes me want to include it in my diet to not miss out on some of these benefits. So we're going to find out if it's worth it. Let's cut into these steaks here. So this one's grass-fed. Grass-fed number 2. Grain-fed. Grain-fed number 2. Let's get into this grass-fed right off the bat. No, let's go with our control. Let's do the grain-fed right off the bat. It's a delicious ribeye. Grain-fed ribeye, something I'm very familiar with. Just hit with salt, pepper, garlic, good sear on the outside, medium rare in the middle. Delicious every time. It's a home run almost every time, unless you get some weird steak for some reason. It almost never happens. When you're going choice, it's almost always good. Texture's good. I mean, it's what you want in a steak. The fat content's good. It's just a smooth, delicious. You could call it rich in the ribeye, and I think I took a bite of the cap there, which is even more rich. Yeah, just solid home run. Love it. Let's try the grass-fed. That's good. It's really good. Now, the intermuscular fat being less than on the choice, I do feel that right away, but it doesn't mean it's bad. That's a very good texture. There are two schools of thought. People who are proponents of the grass-fed, they fall in love with the taste. They've kind of trained themselves to like that better than grain-fed. I'm not biased here either way. What I want to do is get a piece of the fat, because I hear that's where the difference really comes through. If you're not a fan of it, you might describe it as gamey, is what I've been told. If you are a fan of it, you just think it's a beefier, rich flavor. So let's see. Doesn't bother me at all, which surprises me. I thought it would. That's delicious. So for me, I could eat this and be fine without that. That's my honest opinion. I know that's not for everybody. Some people don't like that flavor, but it's not over the top. It's not too intense. It's very good. Bringing in the second opinion here, making sure it's not just me. Always good. 2 sets of taste buds is better than 1. Give that a shot. See what you think.
That was grass-fed?
Uh-huh.
Honestly, I can't taste the difference right now. So I need to taste grain-fed to know.
Here you go.
Okay, so I would eat grass-fed if I could afford it. I don't have a taste difference. Biggest difference is this one is more buttery.
Yeah, because of that
it's definitely fattier.
Yeah.
But I prefer a less fatty steak, so I actually do prefer the grass-fed.
Wow. Okay. I would, if we're just going on strictly taste, I give the edge to the choice ribeye, the not grass-fed, the grain-fed. But it's not a far enough difference that I would worry about it.
Grass-fed all day over here.
Wow.
Because I prefer a less fatty steak. That texture is great. The taste is good. And I know the health benefits. I'm in.
Sweet. Okay, we're going to move on to burgers. Regular 85-15 burger. No cheese, no bun, no dressing. Just going to see. Just going to taste it. Just salt, pepper, garlic. It's a tasty burger. I mean, a simple burger really is hard to beat. Really is. Very good. Grass-fed. See if there's a difference. You know the texture you're getting on a regular burger. It's already broken down for you by the grinder. They're just pleasant through and through. Let's see if the same holds true for the grass-fed burger. I taste zero difference. If half my burger was that and half my burger was that, I would not. An alarm wouldn't even go off. I hope this answered some questions if you were curious about this topic. The health benefits I could go on for days about. I mean, it's good for your skin. It's good for your metabolism. You could go deep on that stuff and spend as much time as you want. I kept it pretty surface level, but it was some pretty impressive stats there. That kind of an eye-opener. taste wise, for me, I mean, maybe there is grass fed beef out there that you get that pungent flavor a little more extreme. It was a very mild difference, if even noticeable in this case. The most noticeable thing was the lack of intermuscular fat, but it still made a delicious steak. There was nothing wrong with it. If you guys have any further questions, any contradicting information, anything you'd like to add about this topic, or really any topic, if you want to see a comparison video, throw it out there. We just might do it. And I just want to give a shout out to Paula B. Thanks for the idea. Well, if you guys like this video, most importantly, hit that thumbs up. That really helps us out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell to see what we're doing next. Thanks a lot for watching. All right, buddy, you're a good boy. You're going to get some grain fed. Tell me what you think. Whoa. What'd you think? Unseasoned, of course. Yeah? Pretty good? You want to try the grass fed? All right, let's just try the grass fed. Sit. Give me a twist. Good boy. Grass fed. Which one's better? Let's ask your sister. Grain fed. Okay. Grass fed. Which one? What do you think they like better, guys? Let me know in the comments below.